Okay, at the end of the first night, this is what it's reduced down to. I actually started ripping stuff off of it about 9 o'clock, and 1:30 in the morning, this is where we had it. So, all in all, not too bad of a night. Got the hood pulled off, and this is all the fluids I drained out of it. I thought it had some antifreeze in there, but it looks like it was mostly water, just by the rust color. This was the gear oil that I drained out of the rear end. I knew that it had some water in it, so I took and flushed it with diesel fuel and drained everything before I even brought it in the garage here. But that's a little bit more red than it was, but it was a pink color because of the red dye diesel fuel mixed with the cream color gear oil. There was actually a pink. That was the engine oil that I got out of it. When it was black, it didn't smell like gas or anything, but it doesn't exactly look the nicest. But we'll go over a little bit here. I had thought that this engine had never been apart, but there were some marks on these, I don't know how well you can really see them. On these nuts here, there's some marks like somebody had a socket on there. Didn't quite have it on there the whole way or something, I don't know, or was hammering on it, trying to get it loose or tight. And then also there's pipe wrench marks on these studs, especially right in here. I don't know how well you can really see them, but there's pipe wrench marks on there. So I'm guessing somebody had the head off of this before, at least. I don't know what else has been done. Like I showed in the previous video, number 2 is burning some oil. I don't know if you can see it in the bottom there where all that carbon and stuff is laying, but there's actually a little bit of oil there as well. I can see it, but I don't think you can. You can see all the carbon in the piston. Well, you can really see number 1 there. Let's help a little bit. There we go. That's number 1, and then that's number 2. So there's definitely a little bit of difference in the pistons themselves. And we'll move on here. I guess we'll move up to the crankcase here. Sides don't look too bad, but down the bottom, definitely some junk laying down in there. Some sludge I'm going to have to clean out. So, and I guess we'll move over here to this now. Pulled the front end off. That was the first thing we took off. Just pulled the front end off. And on the front of the frame here, there's some permanent marker letters and numbers wrote on there. So I don't know how long those have been on there, but that's another thing. When we pulled the front end off, the studs that go through these holes here and have the nuts on the back side, one of them was broke off right about the nuts. So somebody had the front end off as well at one point in time. But there's the frame. Got the head off. Pulled it off with the frame actually. You can see down here where the water drained down into. It was pretty nasty down in there. Really nasty. No wonder it ate the old drain plug that I had. The drain plug that used to be in there about 2 years ago now. I went to take it out and it just crumbled in my fingers. It was just completely rotted. I don't know if I'll be able to flip this puppy over or not. Jeans stuck on a stud there. There we go. Alright. Look at the head here. You can definitely see which one was number 1 and which one was number 2, because there's a big difference between the amount of carbon and oil just in the head itself. And you can see all the junk that's falling out of the water jacket. Valve covers clean on the inside valves. Manifold studs. There's only one we can't get out, but broke, 3 of them, but they twisted right out. One we had to heat, it came out. All in all, I don't think it turned out too bad. I didn't run my push rod yet over some glass to see if any of them were bent. Hoping they're not. I'm trying to think what else there really is to look at here for now. Next thing is going to be pulling the flywheel off, getting the crank out, getting the camshaft out. My goal by the end of the weekend here, I can have everything apart so I can have everything sent off to the machine shop next week and get my camshaft sent off to get it started to get worked on. then I guess we're going to start ripping the transmission apart. So at the end of the first night, this is where it sits, and hopefully here we'll be able to start ripping some more on her and get some more parts off of it. So stay tuned for the next part.